Good morning and welcome to part 4 of rediscovering your writing joy. So this video, and I'm going to apologize right now for the air conditioner, but we're in the middle of a mega heat wave. So even turning that thing off for 5 minutes, it's a bad idea. So in this video, we're going to discuss how a writing ritual can transform your creative process, how it can get you ready to write. Think of it, kind of like your morning ritual. What do you do in the morning that gets you ready for work, ready for the day? What do you do at night to get ready for bed? Those are all rituals. The thing you do every morning that gets you ready, the thing you do every night that gets you ready for bed. Those are rituals. And sometimes creating one of them for your writing is very, very beneficial. So let's talk about making space for joy in your writing life. So let me ask you a question. Does writing feel harder today than it did in the past? When you sit down to write something, is it harder today to get those words out of your mind, or harder today to concentrate than, say, it was last year, or a couple of years ago, or maybe 5 years ago? Is it harder? Do you feel like you want to love writing like you used to, but now it just feels like you're being pressured, or you're demanding more and more of yourself? You want to be perfect, right? Maybe you've been doing this for a few years and you're unhappy with your first drafts. You think they should be better so that you have to do less editing out there. Is that what's happening to you? Think about that for a minute. But I want you to know that you don't need more time or talent to still feel some writing joy, right? Writing, when you sit down to do it, like any calling that you have, whether it's a religious calling or a call to duty for the military, or a call to duty to be a police officer, or a call to duty to be a medical professional. Writing is the same way. You are called to it. You do not choose writing. It chooses you. But today you might be overwhelmed or too worried, or whatever it is that's hanging you up, that's making you lose your joy for writing, right? So let's talk about how we can make this, picking up a pen or looking at the computer or looking at a piece of paper, how we can make this feel like coming home. So first of all, why do rituals work? Why do they work? Why does your morning ritual help get you ready for work and in the right mindset to do work? How does your evening ritual get you ready for bed and ready to sleep? Why does it work? Why do these little things work? Well, here's the deal. It's not about a routine necessarily. It's not about a schedule, and it's not about a strict discipline. What it is these very small, repeatable tasks tell your brain that you're about to do this thing, whatever it is. Whether it's getting ready for work, going to bed, writing, or even eating, or maybe going to the gym. What's your gym ritual like? How do you get ready to go to the gym? This is all in the same category. It never has to be just about writing. It's about getting ready to do something. And it's about getting your mind and your spirit and your body ready to do this thing that you want to do. Hopefully you want to do it. It may just be that you need to do it. You need to sleep. You need to go to work. Writing, you should want to do it. You should find joy in it. But anyway, what you're doing when you're writing is you're saying, this is your space. This is your time. You are safe here to write what you want. You're safe here to create anything you want. There's no judgment in your space, right? There's no judgment in writing. So, rituals help you go from being stressed to the flow, right? Maybe you're stressed about going to the gym, but once you're there, you're fine, right? It's all about going with the flow. It's all about making the most of your time, reducing your resistance, your internal resistance to the task, and making the process more a part of you. It's what we're here to do. So, what might a writing ritual look like? So how might you prepare yourself to write? Well, here's the good part. You don't have to have some kind of fancy, elaborate thing. You don't have to draw diagrams on the floor, light candles, post up pages of your novel along the wall. You don't have to do any of that. What you have to do is something simple, something that says, hey, it's time to write. Maybe that's lighting a candle, a scented candle, maybe your favorite scent, or your favorite incense, or putting on your writing playlist. What do you like to listen to? For me, I like classical music. I like things with few or no words. That's my music, because the words are already in my head, so I don't need someone singing them to me. Right? Or, maybe it's getting your notebooks out, your pens out, opening your word processor, or your current project, whatever you're working on. Maybe that is your ritual. Or maybe it's as simple as walking into your writing office and closing the door, right? Or getting a soda. Maybe, you get a soda and a snack and you go into your office and you write things down, right? Maybe that's it. So, you could also, set a 10-minute timer and say, hey, this is my writing time. Sit down, write anything that comes to mind, which is a very good free writing exercise. You set a 10-minute timer and write anything that enters your mind, anything. Whatever random thoughts they are, write them down. Hey, maybe it's your next book idea you come up with, right? And then by the time you're done with that 10-minute writing exercise, you should be ready to get on to your project. Or maybe you're ready to continue whatever you were working on in the 10 minutes that you had. But either way, you're now ready to write, right? So don't forget to personalize your ritual. When you're ready to create your writing ritual, remember to personalize it for you. You could search all day or all night or forever online looking for writing rituals, but here's the thing. It's got to be yours. It's got to be for you. It's got to be personalized. So, ask yourself, what helps me feel grounded? What helps me feel curious about something? Or what makes me feel calm and relaxed? What does that look like for you? And then finally, what is one small thing that you could repeat today to signal that it's time to write? What is that thing? Think about that. What is it that can help you get into your writing ritual? Remember, it's all up to you. And once you find your ritual, you have it. You can use it. You'd be like, I don't feel like writing today, but I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to do the steps that lead up to my writing, right? you don't feel like it. Kind of like you don't feel like going to the gym. But once you put on your gym clothes and your shoes and you get there, you feel like going to the gym. This is the same thing. You know, put on your writing clothes, put on your writing hat. You know, do the thing that makes you get ready for writing, and then see how you feel. And here's the thing. You don't actually have to write. Your first few times when you do this, you don't actually have to write. You can just get ready to write. You know, you can put on your writing clothes and get your soda and get your snacks and sit down in your chair and get the keyboard ready. Look at the screen. Do you feel like writing? Give yourself 5 minutes. Still don't feel like writing? Well, you did that much, right? It's okay to do that much. And then tomorrow, try it again. I bet at the end of a few days, you'll be ready to write right after you get done with your steps to writing, right? Anyway, folks, that's it for this video. If you want to read the full article, it is on the website. If you didn't sign up for the email and you totally missed the email newsletter talking about this video, look down in the description. I think it's the very, very last link. Anyway, folks, have a great day. Happy writing, and I hope you found value in this video. Have an excellent day, folks.